Alright, I want to look at some charts of the Dow in 4 different time frames where the stock market was close to its peak. And if you look at it, right, over here, I've noticed 4 different patterns or 4 similar patterns in these charts I'm going to show you. This is the crash of 29, or right before it. Look at how it consolidated over here, and then all of a sudden went up, and then it had a sharp decline. I didn't show you that over there. And let's look at 1973, 1974. Excuse me, it is 1972, 1973. You notice that for the year that the graph consolidates and then all of a sudden has a huge spike up and then it goes down, right? The only difference between that graph and this graph is we could take a calculator and check out the percentage move here. By the way, I made these graphs myself, but I just replicated the data of what John Hussman did, right? This was his own analysis, and I just decided to make these graphs on my own, just for fun. So let's just look at the 1973 percentage change from the trough to the peak over here. So it's 150 divided by 900. So it's a 16% move to the upside. So it's not that big of a move right before the market went down, but you have to remember there was a rally before that. So if you look at this over here, right, the trough like near 260-ish and the peak like near 380-ish. So 380 on the Dow. This is 1928, 1929, by the way. So you do the math. So there's a 46% move to the upside before the crash, right? So let's look at another graph now. For a year, you see brief consolidation. The markets didn't really go that much. I mean, anywhere 1999, 2000, except maybe this time around it went up a little more than the other two graphs, right? But regardless, you see the same spike up and then goes down, right? You see a hard landing. I showed you in this graph that it did have a hard landing, but then eventually it did go back up, and then later on in 2000 we saw the Dow or the tech bubble crash. Now let's look at where we are right now. Notice how in this graph in 2013 2014 where the markets have gone significantly up beforehand, before this date, but look at this consolidation up until October-ish. See a huge spike up, and then what's going to be the next reaction? Is it going to be down like we saw in 29, down like in 73, down like in the year 2000? Now we shall see if the charts remain the same. I mean, if you look at it one by one individually, these charts are eerily similar. But the difference is that from the 1928-29 graph, right, that was a move of 46%. Let's just look at this move. I don't think it was that big of a move from the trough to the peak here, so let's do the math. So it's like a 40% move to the upside. So let's just remember, it's not, in my opinion, going to be like 1928-29. We saw the market crash like crazy. What I wouldn't be surprised of, though, is that we're going to see a secular bear market from 1999 where the Dow just remains flat. I mean, I remember some people were saying that the top was in January or December and it's going to go down around 30-35% from those levels, and that would equal Dow 11,500-ish, near there, or lower. And that's what a secular bear market is. The markets don't go anywhere for 10-15 years. Now, my own opinion is that, sure, just because we've seen these graphs and they look similar doesn't mean that this Dow is going to necessarily go down. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Dow 20,000, but if you look at history, history tends to repeat. If you look at all the margin debt, I don't need to get into that all over again. You look at all of this, well, It just seems that I wouldn't want to put all my chips in to go long at this moment. That's all, based on looking at these graphs. Would I be making some trades? Yeah, I've made some trades when we saw that last correction. But once again, this is not 2009 where it would be alright to put all your chips in. That's me saying it. I don't know what your risk tolerance is. I know some of you guys are risk, not averse, I forget that term. Risk takers, right? Some individuals are just going to go all out, and that will probably bite them in their rear ends, but we shall see what happens. Anyways, guys, show your thoughts below, or leave your thoughts below. Hit the like button, comment, and then also hit Control and plus at the same time to zoom in. Thanks, guys. Bye.